Vols are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! That is by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre, and Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Read it, did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Thursday, December 8th, and we are here to celebrate that the Biletnikoff winner, the best wide receiver in the country, is a Tennessee Volunteer. Jalin Hyatt, well-deserved. Congratulations. We love to see it. I know a lot of people were – it was obvious, let's be honest. Let's just put that out there.
Oh, yeah.
But it's good to finally hear the name called. Congrats. It's awesome. I'm so excited for Jalin Hyatt. What a season for him. You knew it was dialed up to be his breakout season. You heard about the hard work he put off in the offseason. He has one of the greatest games in a Tennessee football uniform against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Tennessee's biggest rival in a game that was at full explosion. What a season. I love it. It's awesome. Jalin Hyatt, I'm a huge fan. No big deal. That's awesome.
Huge fan. Yeah, I was fully expecting to this episode to. I was a little pissy, you know. I felt like I was on my man period. Just how like all the awards have transpired over the last couple of days. But hey, it's nice to win one. Love it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I thought maybe all of Tennessee. You saw Josh Heupel kind of get. I just can't believe that the SEC Coach of the Year, voted on by the AP, doesn't also make a finalist for Coach of the Year. And then you see Hendon Hooker get left off the Heisman list, which, again, I don't understand based on where the AP votes have gone to this point. So it was nice to see that the entire country agreed that Jalin Hyatt was the best wide receiver in the country. I'm giddy about it. Like, so cool. It feels – a lot of things feel like you want to say Tennessee's back, and this is one of them.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of felt like ESPN was kind of pushing a narrative a little bit. I know, you know, that guy's probably getting ratioed right now as we speak. So
he is. I saw it.
Yeah. Good on Vol Twitter for doing that. But yeah, it just like, I mean, what a season for Jalin Hyatt. He has the best game that a Tennessee receiver has ever had.
Mm-hmm. I said it earlier. I would argue one of the best games in a Tennessee football uniform. It's got to be up there. Oh, like when you factor in the moment and then also the 5 touchdowns for 100 or 200 and what was it, 12?
Yeah, a lot.
Something like that. On 7
a number
catches.
That keeps Nick Saban up.
Yeah, it's insane. I would argue one of the best in a Tennessee uniform, for sure.
Yeah, so good on him. Way to cap that off. You still got one more game left. Let's get you those 32 yards so you can have that single season record, and let's get you a first or second round NFL draft pick, and hey, we'll all buy some jerseys.
Oh yeah, or we need to.
Also, we forget that yes, he had one of the best games of all time. He also has one of the most legendary pictures with Peyton Manning after that game.
He does.
I mean, unbelievable. Well, I mean, that's big dick energy. I know this is a family podcast, and I probably shouldn't say that, but that's what that is. That is the definition of what exactly that means. So,
I thought you were going to talk about his legendary celebration where it was good.
Oh, where he counts? Yeah, he counts.
See that in the checkerboards? Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, and I don't mean to. I know we're not necessarily supposed to talk Orange Bowl, but I think it just makes this Orange Bowl even cooler. If that's more orange. Just to have now, you have a player that has gotten that recognition. You obviously had Hendon Hooker get named SEC Player of the Year. You had several on that first team. That all coaches team had 4. So yeah, it kind of builds it up even more. The fact that you're seeing, we talked about it, Clemson, who's been this incredibly successful program, Tennessee, who's had their best season in almost 20 years. So yeah, the build up to it just gets even bigger with this and the kind of stakes on the line. I know a lot of people. There's questions whether a guy like Jalen Hyatt does play in it. I'm sure he's one of the ones that have been mentioned when people talk about opt outs, and you can't imagine now, like you said a minute ago, 32 yards from the record, and now this award. So yeah, it's
got to be tough to and that's a decision he's gonna have to make. And I'm not gonna either way. That's it's on him. If he wants to play, if he thinks it's right to play, he'll play. I just think that 32 yards is a little incentive for him to strap it up one more time for Tennessee. And we'll see what happens down the road. But yeah, I mean it's great. It feels good.
For sure.
It feels nice, but it was nice to win one.
Absolutely. We're about to talk about some more postseason awards, and then obviously Hendon Hooker. What hat are you rocking tonight?
Oh, I got a new hat.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought it was. I'm gonna have to get that one.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
I thought it was that one. I've already bought 3. I think I'm gonna have to get that one now. Well, they released 5 in one day.
Yeah, they got you, didn't they?
Oh, dude, they teed me up. They teed me up for sure. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get that.
They're waiting until like after a tweet of yours and then just post it.
I guess. I hope they're still available because I thought about just buying all of them and then decided to.
They had the hot sign on, so you just had to stop in and get them. I get it
for sure. All right, let's talk Hendon Hooker. I guess let's talk bad news real quick. I don't.
Yeah, if you have any
doesn't make sense
in the chat as well.
Yeah, we already had a question about the transfer portal from Patrick. We will definitely talk transfer portal tonight. Stick with us here. But Hendon, again, being voted on by the AP, a lot of the same people. I know that there's more people for the Heisman because it's a national award, but you obviously saw a lot of AP people on the same page because they voted for Hendon ahead of a lot of good players, including Stetson Bennett in the SEC. Mm-hmm. So, and I'll listen, a guy like Stetson Bennett almost makes sense to win the Heisman this year. I'll say that because here's what I saw a lot of people saying this would be a good. Well, a lot of people say this would be a good non-QB year. This is the kind of year where there's just no standout player that I see people going and looking and going, all right, here's the best team. Who's the quarterback on the best team? And it's just one of those types of awards. I felt like you had a lot of those. I don't know, like when we were growing up, I felt like a lot of the awards felt like it was always the best quarterback on the best team. And it just feels like one of those years. So it's not that Stetson Bennett shocks me so much. It does shock me because his name wasn't on a finalist list anywhere before Monday.
Yeah, that's the issue I have. It's like, so after that South Carolina game, Hendon Hooker was basically taken out. Mm-hmm. Because he lost, not the fact that he had a bad game, because he had a really good game against South Carolina. So I thought it was more due to injury.
Which is crazy. He only had one game left, anyways.
Well, that too. But if you're looking at stats, he has better stats than Stetson Bennett in 2 less games. So I don't understand that. Like, he has what Stetson Bennett has 4 more interceptions and 5 less touchdowns. I don't get like, if Hendon Hooker lost, you take him out, fine. But then everybody else in front of him lost. Caleb Williams lost.
I don't understand how CJ Stroud. That's my biggest. Stetson Bennett, I have a problem with just because it doesn't make sense. CJ Stroud, I think, is my biggest gripe because I saw mostly.
Who's he beat? Who's he beat?
Not only that, but people were saying that Stetson Hendon played his way out in the South Carolina game. Well, you said he played a pretty good game. I mean, CJ Stroud had a decent game, but not even good enough to keep it close.
Yeah.
And that's your only, like you said, that's really your only game. I mean, you can throw Notre Dame in there, but Notre Dame wasn't a fantastic game for him either.
Yeah, where's your Heisman moment? Like, they always point that out. Like, every Heisman has to have a Heisman moment. Where was CJ Stroud's? Where was Stetson Bennett's?
Yeah,
going back to the Coach of the Year thing, Kirby Smart's on there. Like, he's met expectations. He's not exceeded those expectations. Stetson Bennett is the same guy he was last year. Like, I mean, maybe he has a little better stats, but he also has the best offensive line in the country, the best defense, the best tight ends, that we've ever seen. So not even just, this year, just ever. So I don't get it. I just think the guy that's been the best player throughout the whole entire year should have gotten an invite to New York.
Yeah, that I'm not.
Whoever you have to leave out, leave them out. Hendon Hooker should be in New York. Caleb Williams, he lost 2 games, and I keep hearing the whole system quarterback thing, and the system quarterback thing just drives me insane because it's like, Hendon Hooker always good because he was a system quarterback. What is Stetson Bennett? He's a glorified game manager.
Why? I mean, how do we know Caleb Williams is? He's played in the same system his whole career.
Well, and is any quarterback that plays for Lincoln Riley the poster child for a system quarterback? I mean, if that's what we're saying here.
Yeah, we talk about Lincoln Riley. I think Lincoln Riley is one of the finalists for the Coaches Award, by the way.
Yeah.
It's insane. Hendon, I'm not advocating for him that he should have won. I don't know who should win, if we're just being honest about that. But like you said, should have gotten an invite to New York. That's the most egregious part for me.
Yep. Yeah. Don't get it. Again, the whole Caleb Williams thing. I mean, yeah, he played well, but like the whole you talk about this prestigious award, the Heisman, and he has F Utah on his fingernails.
Yeah, it's hard to. My only issue with arguing that is that award hasn't meant that in a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave it to Johnny Manziel.
You want to hear something else? Me still advocating for Hendon Hooker, waiting on them to just maybe recount, I guess. But he was 6th on Mel Kiper's quarterbacks in his, I guess, draft board, and he's 4-0 against the quarterbacks that are ranked above him.
Oh, interesting. If he does play defense, he's doing decent then.
Yep. So,
also, I mean, I even have a problem with someone like Bryce Young not being up there. That's Bryce Young not being a Heisman finalist is insane to me.
Well, here's the thing: like the whoever wins the Heisman is not the best player in college football.
Not this year, no.
Correct.
Certainly not. Yeah,
it's crazy. You're the best player in the best conference, and you're not even invited to New York. That's what the issue I have with the Player of the Year and or the Heisman and the Coach of the Year.
Yeah, the coach of the year.
Josh Heupel is the Coach of the Year in the SEC, and Kirby Smart's for the National Coach of the Year. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with Kirby being a finalist either. He's done a lot with a lot, but I mean, you still got to be a pretty dang good coach to go undefeated in this conference and be in the playoff. I mean, look, Nick Saban couldn't even do it this year, and he's beat coaches like Nick Saban, or not Nick Saban yet, but he's beat Brian Kelly's, who I had to argue with someone of how good he was this weekend, which was very, very frustrating. We also didn't really have a good established curriculum, which made it more difficult. But yeah, I mean, I have no problem with Kirby Smart being in there. It just seems egregious to not have Josh Heupel as a finalist.
Yep.
That's it.
Don't get it. But what can you do? We got one.
Whatever. I'm not mad about it. Moving on. We won. Jalen Hyatt won the Blitnikoff.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Suck it.
Let's talk about some other awards.
Yeah. Going back to the system, isn't every quarterback a system quarterback? Like they're in some kind of system.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Like a game manager is that's like a shot at a quarterback, but like a system quarterback, like every quarterback is in the system. So
is Peyton Manning a system quarterback? He was pretty successful at 2 different teams.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would say he's not. He's played at 2 different teams. I'd say.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'd say he's one of the. I'd say yeah. He's got a pretty wide spread. So.
Yeah, don't get it. Anyway, transfer portal is insane.
Yeah, it is hilarious to an extent of. At some point, unless you're a highly rated guy that knows someone has a spot open for you, whether you've talked to him or not, you just know, hey, there's going to be a spot available for me. What are you doing right now? Unless you plan on going down, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, are all of these, or I'm not all of them, are some of these like, hey, I didn't get because you see the Miami players, you see the Florida players, you see the Texas A&M players all going in the portal. There haven't been coaching changes at those places. So, like, is NIL – are we seeing that, like, hey, all those NIL promises aren't coming true? I'd like to know, like, some of those stories.
I didn't think about that, but I feel like you would hear about it somehow.
Yeah.
Whether the player's saying it or sources, because that's a –
But if it does come public, like, you're, like, saying that you're putting this out on social media, that next team that gets you, are you going to have an NIL deal waiting? Like, that's the thing. Like, you could really hurt your stock if you – just like the running back for Mississippi State, the – Dylan Johnson, where, you know, he was just like, Mike Leach didn't want me here.
See, that's what I feel like they would just say it if it wasn't the case.
But does that not hurt him somewhere else, though?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, again, I think he was their second leading rusher. I mean, obviously, very talented guy. I don't know what places await him, but I mean, it may. But I feel like the NIL stuff. If you have an NIL deal when you step onto campus, you're probably going to have an NIL deal when you step onto any campus, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, I just think, like, NIL, like, there's not enough NIL money to go around to every single person that's entering the transfer portal. So, unless you're a big time player,
and depending on what school,
right?
Just being honest.
Yeah, Miami's just paying everybody, but yeah, I just think that money is just not, like, Drake May obviously would benefit from NIL. Not to say he's not. He
is insane to me. That he just comes out like, I was never leaving. I feel like you could have said that after the ACC championship game if you meant that.
But at least he did say it. He didn't let it go on like John Gruden. So
he did say it. He did pull Lane Kiffin though. Like, hey, you know, we'll see if anything changes. I guess no one hit that last zero on his bank account, and yeah, that's what
you put a decimal.
Yeah. You
mess up when you put a decimal.
We like commas, guys. Come on, get out of here with that crap.
But yeah, I just think, like, it's nice. Like, you're not having a complete overhaul from Tennessee. Like, you have 5 guys that were inevitably probably going to be in the portal anyway. So it's not like, you know, we heard the locker room issues after South Carolina. To this point, that was completely false. And it doesn't look like, I mean, even if people aren't playing, like, I'm surprised we haven't seen more in the portal, guys that just weren't a factor this season. But it seems like Josh Heupel and his staff have done a good job of, like, because they had those postseason meetings where they, you know, talk about the future and, you know, what they expect going forward. And, you know, not to say that they can't enter the transfer portal later, but, you know, with people, like, if NIL money's a factor and stuff like that, like, you want to go ahead and get your spot.
Yeah.
Because nothing's guaranteed. So,
and I know we were going to talk about this more with Eric Kane on. Do you have anybody though that maybe Tennessee fans should be looking out for? I know we've gotten some commitments over, I guess, since Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, so I mean they've offered some kids. They offered that tight end at Shorter. They offered, I think, a linebacker at Indiana. And, you know, obviously they got the kicker from Indiana. They offered an offensive tackle from Rhode Island, who is probably one of the top guys in the portal up to this point. I think he was ranked number 2 a couple days ago on 3. So that's one to watch. Ra Thomas from Mississippi State, a wide receiver. Other than that, like, I haven't heard a ton of names. I heard the Charles Campbell, the kicker from Indiana, because he grew up a Tennessee fan. Apparently trains with James Wilhoit. So I'd heard that one, but yeah, I haven't heard, just like offers here and there from, you know, different players. I don't know really anybody else to really look out for. I mean, they're want to add an offensive tackle. They want to add a linebacker, a wide receiver. You know, D-line is, you can't have enough bodies along that defensive front. So that's probably if the right guy went to the portal, they probably look at. defensive back, that's going to be an interesting one. What do they do there? And I think a lot of it has to do with like who's leaving. And they just haven't had a lot of people leave. I know kicker was a big one, tight end was a big one. I think they'd probably add another tight end as well, because you just don't know what that position looks like next year. Does Jacob Warren come back? If he does, great. But if he doesn't, then you're in a huge hole at tight end.
Yeah,
with Miles Campbell leaving.
Well, and Tennessee did get that commitment from UC Davis.
Yep.
Whenever, I don't know if you mentioned him.
Yeah,
maybe a South Dual connection there.
Yeah, he was his position coach.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Castles, he's 6'6", 245. Apparently, he's been on some draft boards.
Well, it's interesting, too, that Tennessee's 2 tight end links have been lower divisions.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the LSU tight end that went in today, I wonder if that's one that they reach out to. Yeah. That kid I feel like is good. I know his numbers don't wow you, but what tight end like stats are just going to wow you?
Yeah, it's very rare.
Yeah, unless you're at Georgia. So he had 32 catches last season for 347 yards, 2 touchdowns. Was second team all Big Sky at UC Davis. He was previously at Cal, and then transferred to UC Davis. And I think this is a way for him to kind of get climb the draft boards a little higher, get prepared for the NFL. And 6'6", 245. I mean, yeah, Jacob Warren's probably that, but like physicality wise, that's something Tennessee needs at tight end.
Right. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Anything else for transfer portal? Like I said, we plan on having Eric Kane on. Ran into some scheduling conflicts. Next Thursday, I believe. Talk a lot of transfer portal, I'm sure, with him.
Yeah, so that might change as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
keeping us on our toes. I respect this move of just like I'll come on eventually. I'll come on, but like eventually.
Yeah. We'll have to get some people on. We might have some baseball players on soon as well. That's kind of in the works, so we'll keep you updated. But
perfect.
But yeah, Charles Campbell was the kicker from Indiana. Has 5 kicks of 50+ yards. Both of these guys that they added in the transfer portal so far just have 1 year of eligibility.
I'm going to assume he wasn't the full-time place kicker at Indiana. Did you see how many PATs he's kicked? He's 100%, but did you see the number? It was like 14 and 14.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
well, Indiana was not good.
Yeah, but 14 touchdowns. Jalen Hyatt would have scored more touchdowns. Yeah,
he would have just kicked 15 on Jalen Hyatt.
So I think Chase McGrath was 66 of 68, 67 of 69, something like that this year.
Nice.
So yeah, and
yeah, I know his percentage is like 70%, which doesn't wow you, but from Jackson, Tennessee, I think it adds some competition because you lose Chase McGrath. You got JT Carver here as well. So I think that is a good kind of, hey, here's another year for you to kind of learn until you kind of take over the reins. So, yeah, hopefully they can get more out of – hopefully they can get more – I mean, he's going to be kicking a lot more than 14 PATs. He's going to do that in 2 games.
I hate to worry too much, but I gotta think about his leg and, is he conditioned for this kind of work?
He's got tread on the tires.
That's a good point. Yeah, look at it from an NFL running back perspective.
Yeah.
Definitely. I love it.
Man, did you see JT Daniels is in the transfer portal again?
I did. Good for him, I guess. Are we happy?
Yes,
I don't know.
so
are we cheering for him?
USC, Georgia, West Virginia. Now that's 4 teams.
Oh, my God. I forgot about Georgia. I completely forgot he was at Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah. 4 teams. Wow. I mean, what's he looking for, I guess, is like.
Yeah, I mean, at what point do you just kind of give it up?
Yeah. I mean, you were the starter at West Virginia. It's not like you got, like, beat out. So.
Right.
I mean, did you think West Virginia was going to win a national title with you? Like.
Yeah, I'm not saying he will make it on a team, but I think at this point, just try your luck at a different level.
Yeah, for sure. Did we have you said we had a question?
Oh, we did. I think it was just I lost it. I think it was just kind of any portal updates.
Okay.
No portal updates. Tennessee did get a decommitment tonight. What an interesting time to decommit as a position player.
Yeah, as a wide receiver, and then you see Jalen Hyatt win the Blitikoff Award. So whatever. He's from South Carolina. It looks like he's going to be in that South Carolina. He's a 2024 commit. Like if
okay,
he just committed like a month ago, maybe. So it's like, why are you committing if you're not like 100? I don't get it.
I'll never understand that, but especially if you're 2024 and then you decommit a month later.
Yeah.
I won't get that. Someone also mentioned what a night for Kelsey. What a first year, for Kelsey Pope. Yeah. I mean, obviously Jalen Hyatt, he hadn't been Jalen Hyatt's coach the whole time or anything like that, but that's a good one on your resume.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, padding the stats a little bit. Yeah, it looks good on him. And I think when he got the job, it was just like, here's a trial run. I think it's safe to say like Kelsey Pope's going to be here for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Lock him in. Pay the man.
Hopefully that is the case. Anything else?
We just have system wide receivers. So
right. I mean, it's the system, which I feel like it's a good argument for Josh Heupel to be coach of the year. But anyways, any more recruiting news?
We did have a junior college from Hutch. Getting in that pipeline again. Larry Johnson III, who is just a massive human being. Apparently they offered him like last week. I think he's supposed to come on an official visit this weekend, but already committed.
Yeah,
didn't even have to come up here and knew he wanted to come to Tennessee. So good on Glenn Ellerby for getting in that one late. My thing is he's like 360 pounds, and he only has 2 years of eligibility. Like, is he gonna? That's just a lot on a 365-pound guy. I don't know what kind of conditioning he does in junior college, but I'd say getting into shape is going to be huge for him this offseason.
Yeah, good news is he'll get here in December or January and have a little extra time to cut down some weight.
Yep, I think Tennessee has 14 early enrollees.
Including Nico, who's eligible for the bowl game. Richard G. West, dude. I mean, man doesn't miss. Heaters only. The people that still fall for not just him, but the absurdity of his tweets are incredible.
Yeah. Is this real? I get that a lot. I get DM'd or asked at work. Like, is this real?
I like seeing people who tag him and go, I doubt this is real, but thought you'd want to know. It's obviously not real. Why did you tag somebody?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think that is it just seems like an insane number that 14 players are going to be here for bowl practice.
Yeah. And I don't know exactly how. We need to get an interview post. Like, what is bowl practice like for that kind of? It's got to be.
Oh, it's got to be a freaking culture shock and a hurt.
Yeah, even though I know you're not really doing much, it's got to be quite the holy crap.
Yep.
Eyes wide open.
Yep. Get them feet wet.
Yeah.
That's not even getting your feet wet. You're doing a full on cannonball.
You're getting dunked.
Yeah.
Catholic. Have you seen that Catholic video of that guy that just throws those kids' head in the water?
Oh yeah.
He's just lining them up. That's Josh Heupel with these 14 recruits, and come December or come now, I guess.
And that's big because they'll be here, I think, on the 15th. So signing day won't even be here yet. So they'll sign. They'll basically already.
When's early signing day? I was thinking it was around that 15th date. I'll look it up.
Well, they're supposed to be here next week, I think. Maybe something like that. Anyway,
okay. They're here.
But they'll be here before signing day. So
December 21st is signing day.
Okay, so they'll be here a week before. So if you're already enrolled in classes, you basically already signed. So.
Well, not according to Ed Ogeron, but
yeah, but you can literally if you're on campus, that's locked in. They're not going anywhere. If they're here for practice, they're enrolled in classes, so that means they've already signed. I guess like agreement of some sort. So
They're on campus.
yeah, you don't have to sweat those guys out until National Signing Day.
Right. Love it. All right, let's talk basketball.
Yeah, I do want to. Did you see like some of the transfers that are like in the portal already? Did any like shock you?
Shock me. No one from Alabama shocked me, but the amount that have already gone in from Alabama shocked me.
Yeah, like all those wide receivers went. That was strange.
No necessarily like names stuck out that I was like, whoa, didn't see that coming. But these happening this early, that is a little shocking to me.
I'll tell you what wasn't shocking is Texas A&M's recruiting class from last year.
I'll give you one less shocking. Colorado's entire football team.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my man Dion came in there like, what's his name on Remember the Titans, and it's just like, I've got him. Don't worry.
Yeah,
this is my team.
Suck.
We'll put on the Colorado jerseys. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm trying to. JT Daniels, I guess. I didn't know you could transfer that many times.
Sam Hartman was one that I was kind of shocked in.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
And Spencer Sanders was another one.
Yeah. Who was it? No, it wasn't Wisconsin. There was someone that went in the portal and came right back out. It was the coaching change, so obviously not super weird. Maybe it was Wisconsin. I don't remember. Someone went in and then immediately came back out, which I thought was very strange, but I can't remember.
Well, and then South Carolina's tight end Austin's
Bell Ball
Stogner.
Oh,
no, you're thinking of Jaheim Bell.
Jaheim Bell. Yes.
Yeah, Austin Stogner he transferred from Oklahoma to South Carolina, and now he's transferring back to Oklahoma.
Oh, interesting. I didn't see that one.
So
good for him.
Little hiatus.
Just need to get away from the Midwest for a minute, experience the East Coast.
He was studying abroad.
It was a gap year. No, nothing that stuck out to me. The max exodus from Cincinnati was not surprising.
Yeah.
Also, the Purdue Jeff Brom situation is pretty hilarious.
Hey, congrats to former Tennessee coach Jeff Brom.
Come on, Jeff.
I don't know why he'd rather have a Louisville job than Tennessee, but whatever.
I also wanted to share. So, Louisville and where's Mark Satterfield going? Crap.
Is he going to Cincinnati?
I guess, yeah, Cincinnati. They're playing in I can't remember what bowl, but it's at Fenway Park.
Okay.
So because of the layout of the stadium, both teams have to stand on the same sideline.
Oh.
It's that setup. I think they did that in Wrigley too one year. Someone brought up a good point. Mark should just stand at midfield and coach both teams.
Oh, so they're playing
in the bowl game. Yeah.
They're playing Louisville.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I believe it is. Yeah, in Fenway. Yep. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I would also love to see a Josh Heupel coach team or anyone that plays. I know Josh Heupel is one of the fastest, but there are other teams that play at that pace. I would love to see that kind of game go on where, I mean, it's difficult to sub in a normal pace when you're running from 40 to 20. I would love to see a fast pace go on in Fenway.
Yeah.
It would be an embarrassing amount of it. You think Ole Miss was bad? Just wait.
I can't imagine what that grass would be like also.
You think it's that much different?
I'm talking like on the sidelines, like after the game. Like I'm sure if you did a shot before the game and then a shot like after the game, because everybody's gonna be on that sideline.
Everybody's gonna be over there from I think it's 10 to 40, maybe 15 to 40 yard line.
They should all have to be conjoined. Like everybody just
you just share the same sideline.
Yeah. Like same trainers, same water, all of it.
Well, if I'm a coach at that point, I'm like, just put us in the stands. Like, I'd rather have my own sideline. We'll stand in. Just give us a ramp to get down.
Yeah.
I don't care at this point. It's got to be Fred. You change your whole
Punt
style.
team, they're just sprinting down. I'm thinking of like a G10 ramp. I'm thinking of that kind.
Yep. You got me.
They're standing up there like Derek Dooley in the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just get them on stools. But I was looking at it. I haven't seen I just saw a graphic of it. The sideline didn't look that. I mean, it obviously would have been tight, but I'd rather have that than the opposite. So yeah. Also, I just don't get why you play a bowl game at Fenway Park, but that's another gripe for another day. I'm sure it's cool to play in Fenway, but is it cool to play in Fenway in December?
Probably not. I would not want to be in Boston right now. No. Or Chicago, New York, anywhere. I mean, our weather here has been absolutely miserable the last.
Yeah, but it's just because of the rain. It's not even because of the cold.
Oh, I know, but I can't imagine what it's like. Like 50 degrees is cold to me. Like that's warm to people up north. So, but yeah, Jeff Brom in Louisville, good for him. Whatever.
Congrats. Ball basketball.
Ball basketball. Man, we're just flying through it tonight.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot going on.
Undefeated undefeated at home this season, obviously. 22 games now? Undefeated at home? The last 22 games? I think that's right.
It sounds good to me.
All right, perfect. 22 games at home.
I won't argue.
I love it. Love it. Someone brought up a good point before we really like dive into this game. The games Tennessee loses this year are going to be absolutely horrendous basketball because Tennessee's going to play good defense. And that just means they play that bad of offense.
I mean, that first half last night, I was like, God bless, man.
It was rough.
I mean, if you're like in the slight bit tired watching a first half of Tennessee basketball game, you're not making it.
Oh, no, absolutely not. It was, well, let's hope Tennessee doesn't shoot 23% consistently throughout the season or anything like that. But yeah, it was, and it's the way it started. I was not happy. I was in my oh, here we go. No, but I mean, Tennessee can play that poorly for a half and still just dominate.
And then cover the spread,
cover the spread, no problem.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee is like, I mean, they're a python. Like they literally just choked the life out of their opponent in the first half. And in the second half, you know, they make adjustments, the offense improves, and then the opposing defense is so freaking tired.
Right.
From, you know, just and they're frustrated too because you know, things aren't going in on offense because Tennessee's defense is so good. Like there wasn't a ton of turnovers last night. I think Tennessee had 16, and Eastern Kentucky had 16. So it's not like we forced like 85 turnovers. We just played really good defense.
Yeah, and
eight blocks, I think.
Yeah, and I thought in the first half, Eastern Kentucky, I thought they just ran really hard. I don't know how good their defense necessarily was because I thought, especially early in the first few minutes of the game, or I don't know. I'm really bad about looking at the clock in basketball games. I don't know if it's just because it's the two halves thing. I don't know, but it felt like the first few minutes just which I think is going to be a consistent problem. Terrible shot selection, where you're you're like, I know they played pretty good defense there, but you didn't have to shoot it. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Eastern Kentucky isn't good, but the fact that Tennessee was able to keep only one person on that team had 3 made shots.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And I thought they were really aggressive too. And they didn't get to the free throw line all that much for how aggressive I thought they were.
Eastern Kentucky?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say Tennessee had 41 free throws. So
yeah, I thought Eastern Kentucky got to the free throw line 18 times isn't terrible. But with how aggressive they played, I figured they would have the amount close to the amount Tennessee did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tennessee plays really good defense. I mean, it's the best defense in the country. I haven't watched every team play, but I have a hard time thinking anybody plays more defense than Tennessee. And you know that it just seems like they're okay with playing like that.
Right.
Like it's not like, I mean, 23% is terrible. Josiah Jordan James didn't have a good night, but in the second half, I mean, it was exactly what you wanted, what you expected Tennessee's offense to look like. Without Santiago Vescovi, that's tough to have a guy like that out. But you adjusted fine, and Jemai Meshack had a big second half, and the bigs were efficient. I think Olivier and Urosh were both 5 for 6. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's all you can add. I mean, you covered the spread. First half wasn't great, but when you're able to dominate like the way Tennessee can dominate, I mean, you're shooting 23% up 11 at halftime. You take that all day.
Yeah, which is almost frustrating because we're playing so bad. How are we up 11? You're almost angry about it.
Like, that makes no sense.
No, you're just like, I wouldn't mind losing right now. This is the one time I wouldn't be just terribly pissed if we were losing.
Yeah.
You'd be pissed about the play, but at least you're looking at the scoreboard.
You would understand losing. Yeah.
It makes sense right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday's going to be exciting. Is it Sunday? Yeah, Maryland at Thompson. It just sucks playing games in Thompson Bowling when this 2-week stretch.
Yeah.
Where students are in school. Is it neutral site? Why don't I think
it is neutral site? Yeah, okay. It's
that Hall of Fame.
Invitational. Yeah.
Where's that played? I don't even know. I can look it up right now, but it's in Barclays. It's in Barclays. Okay. It's
Brooklyn.
I hate watching basketball games in that arena. I hate it. It's so dark.
Yeah, thanks, Joe, for getting that to us. Props to Joe, man.
Props to Joe. Then you travel to Arizona to finish out. No, you got one more before Christmas. Sorry. But you travel to Arizona before Christmas, too, speaking of really good basketball teams. So two good games.
Yeah, and I don't want to say, like, having people hurt is not great, but I think it might be a little blessing in disguise to have people emerge like a Jemai Meshack, Julian Phillips, Tyreek Key, when Josiah Jordan James and Vescovi are battling injuries.
Yeah.
I just think that that's something that probably wouldn't have been the case if those two guys are at 100%. So I think it'll really help this team down the stretch. Hopefully, if you're able to get those guys back to full health by the end of the season, which I think Vescovi's supposed to be back Saturday.
They predicted, or they said they expect him back.
Mm-hmm. And Josiah Jordan James, like, he's playing a little bit, but it seems like he's on a time clock.
Right. Yeah.
And he just doesn't.
And does that change with Maryland, I wonder? I don't know. Maybe depends.
I don't know. This Maryland team, like, they're good. They can shoot. Jameer Young can score. That's their guard. They're a veteran team. I think 4 of their starters are seniors. The 8 guys that they played against Illinois, all of them are upperclassmen except for one, and that's their leading rebounder. He's a sophomore. So, veteran team, probably not going to make a lot of mistakes. I mentioned they beat a ranked Illinois. They are coming off a loss to Wisconsin this past week, so they're probably going to be a little pissed off, a little ready to get back to their winning ways. But a team that's playing pissed off against Tennessee is probably in Tennessee's favor because they're going to get even more pissed off when our defense is just smothering them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be frustrating. Since we're probably never going to start Jonas Adu, can Rick Barnes just come out and say that he's our best big? Just to make me feel, just so he knows it. I just want to know that he knows it. It's okay if you don't start him. Zakai Zealer doesn't start. He shouldn't start. He plays better coming off the bench. Just say it about Jonas Adu. He's our best big. It's obvious. He's versatile. He's athletic. He does everything Kumwa and everything Urosh does, except he's one body.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, he only played 16 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Olivier and Urosh played well the other night, but Olivier always is going to play well against lesser opponents.
Yeah.
The frustrating part with him, the frustrating part with him is when he's playing somebody with some size against him, he just tends to shy away. So,
yeah. And I think Kumwa and Plavsic has played a lot better. You just said one of the reasons that maybe why, because he showed it last year. I think they both played well throughout the season. I just think it's A, dude. It's that simple.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Well, and it's always tough love with the bigs. Like they'll make a mistake and Rick Barnes will yank them. But a guard, it seems like he is a little bit more.
It depends. I think
opposite.
Yeah.
With a guard, he yanks them. With a big, he leaves them in.
It depends too. Like I feel like Kumwa's older. He's been in the program longer. Adu, it's only his second year so far, and we're a couple months in. Kumwa, I feel like the short. Like there were plays I'd be like, can we just leave him in the game and let him try to get comfortable with Kumwa? But in his young career, he would get yanked so fast.
Yeah.
So it's definitely it's a field because there's some guards that he lets go that I'm wondering, what are we doing? Just get him out of it. Give him a break. He's turned the ball over 3 times in a row. Like when Santiago gets lazy with the pat, he has like a minute stretch in the game where his 3 passes are all going to look just lazy. Yeah. Get him out.
And we had Big Cat bring up something, not that it really matters, but why is Kansas ranked ahead of Vols? I don't know. I guess that's something Tennessee fans just have to get used to. We beat a team and we end up being ranked behind them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's always been the case in basketball too. So
yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter because like you're in the tournament, but
right,
it's a little dumb.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to, I guess we have to talk about Tennessee's bad loss.
Yeah,
so frustrating.
It was a bad loss.
It was an ugly loss. Speaking of, I mean, we were right. The games Tennessee loses is going to be just horrendous.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous.
Oh, man. What a week. I was off work today, and I worked harder today than I did the whole week, it seemed like. I literally had to drive all day today.
Did you?
And it rained the entire time.
Yeah, it's been miserable. I've not had fun this week.
Anytime I'm like I have to go to West Knoxville and it's raining, I always say no, I'm not going. But like today I had to go. Man, it was miserable. There's just too many people.
At least I assumed you did it during the day. During the day is always better than at like 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I was home. I was home before then, but I also had to get a cone for my dog today. She like scratched something on her. She had like a little place on the side of her head, and she just kept scratching it until it just like became this big scab that she just kept ripping off. So I went and got a cone this morning because like it was bleeding so bad last night that we literally just had to like tape gauze around her head, and she looked so stupid. But so this morning I got up when the pet store opened and had to go get a freaking cone. Now she probably looks even dumber than she looked before. But
did you get one of the old-fashioned cones, or did you get like the donut?
No, I got the old-fashioned cone.
Okay, the donut always just looks less humiliating.
It does, but I just feel like that's something that she would just get past too.
It'd be impressive. We should find out. I might get her a donut just to find out. Is it Carly or Kaya?
It's Kaya.
Yeah, Kaya could probably get past it. I want to find out though.
I tried to do like the we have the travel neck pillows. I tried that last night and she just wasn't having it. So
I came home and Brutus was in a Christmas sweater. I mean, he does look cute. I'll give her that, but it's also a pit bull in a Christmas sweater. So
yeah,
Brutus, come here.
Yeah, he looks a lot less masculine.
Yes, Brutus, Brutus. I don't know what he's doing.
He's pissed, is what he is.
Oh, he is looking at me. Oh, he's not happy. Well, I don't know. He likes sweaters. I think it's just because he's got thin hair, so he's cold this time of year.
Mm.
So he does like them.
So who put the sweater on him?
Oh, Emily did.
Oh, okay.
I did get him a sweater last weekend. We were at Home Goods. Love Home Goods, by the way. I'll say it. I'm a Home Goods fiend now.
Yeah, you're an old man.
That's where that beer tower was at. What do you mean?
Oh, God.
Yeah, see, you're coming around to it.
There's some decent things in it, but the fact that you enjoy Home Goods is alarming.
Okay, you're missing out.
Do you like the decor?
No, I don't really look at the decor. It's more like the stupid stuff you don't need in your house.
Oh, like the stuff, like you see that stuff like TJ Maxx and stuff like that.
Yeah, but this is way better. Way better. I mean, it is. There's no denying it.
I'll take your word for it.
It's got a bigger selection. But yeah. Joe wanted to talk about, I don't know if you have it. If you do, Joe, if you want to hop in, the student section fan base rankings. I don't have the numbers. I know Big Game Boomer, who gave us a shout out, so we really appreciate him, even though some of his rankings are questionable. Some of them are very questionable. Even I would argue ours.
We won't question this one.
Yeah. We pick and choose, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top account for the 2022 season. Let's get it.
Standing O. I already called into question that one. I put it into.
Oh, you put it up for review?
Yeah, put it up for review.
Gonna go to the booth.
Going on the headset here. Yep.
Yeah.
Student section?
Well, yeah, Patrick touched on it earlier when we were talking about basketball. He says we've won student section here. I don't know any home games that have even gathered that much of a student section. So, I wouldn't disagree with it. But, I've seen different rankings along the way. But I think no one's talking about the fact that, like, obviously, so you have.
I think that was football.
Okay. I would hope so. Because basketball gets exciting, but obviously basketball's not. Obviously you have the Dukes and stuff, but I think, obviously every time you look at rankings in terms of student section, Tennessee's not really like a powerhouse. Obviously there's the Texas A&Ms and the Penn States. Like those are the ones that, primarily Texas A&M doesn't count because they have that stupid cheer squad that you can't, when you have those guys with that many cringy clips, you can't qualify for that. I'm sorry, but just embarrassing. But I feel like Tennessee's student like fan base is underrated because obviously, like I said, Penn State, which is basically all students up in that
You're
area.
not biased at all, though, right?
No, I'm not biased. No orange goggles on. I'm not biased whatsoever. But
thanks for leading off of that.
But like seriously, I feel like maybe not as rowdiness, and obviously, like I am biased in terms of actually being in the student section. You guys know what it looks like from a different perspective, but I think Tennessee's students have across all sports, football, like everything connected, maybe the most passionate. I think there's definitely some. Tennessee's fan base in general has to be one of the most passionate that's out there. Obviously, people hate us for a reason. That's just how it is. But maybe again, obviously, like Wisconsin and stuff, you're going to look at that fan base and like they look like they're more into it. But across all sports, I see so many people that have never given two shits about Tennessee before when they came here, and they get sucked in so much. And I think a lot of it is the non-student atmosphere and craziness of the Tennessee fans they get kind of sucked into. But I feel like it's definitely not talked about enough that Tennessee student section may not, again, be the most on TV kind of funny moments, but there are some crazy kids that, I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't get talked about enough.
The
we
depressive
did put the
years
goalpost in the river, so that's
you can't deny that.
The depressive years of Tennessee football were good for some of the. I think to create good student section moments, you have to be bored, and Tennessee just wasn't bored this year.
True, it's a good point.
Now, as far as just being good fans, I don't know how you look at the post game Alabama. Go through that TikTok or go watch the TV broadcast. That is one of the best moments in college football. Period. 70,000 people on the field. Period. One of the best moments.
Yeah, obviously you get, drunk college kids with a chance to go on the field. They probably a good amount of those people probably had no idea what was going on, but still, no matter what, the people that did know what was going on, come on. We've seen some field stormings that are just people aren't really that active and stuff. Obviously, who just tore down the goalpost? Was it Tulane?
Tulane may have because they won at home this past week, but Kansas did. Kansas did a few weeks back.
I'm pretty sure it's Tulane, and they literally just like put it in like a fountain outside the stadium. So it was
just
totally random, but it was definitely not the kind of showing. But again, Tulane's football fan base. How much of that is relevant? I don't know. But yeah, I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. Obviously, Penn State's different because there's only students around there, and like the thing with I guess my point is the thing with Penn State, 80% of the student, and I know a lot of kids that go to Penn State, and I've been to games. They don't know what's going on. They're just there for the party aspect, and they're not. They know football and they know what's going on and stuff, but
The whiteout.
They're not near. It looks really cool. That's what I'm saying. Like when you talk about top student sections, you're going to think Penn State and look at the whiteout and just how crazy they get.
Right.
But in terms of actual passion for the football team, I think Tennessee, even with a limited student section, is going to have more passion. I just think that's just, again, no orange goggles on, no bias whatsoever.
I think you're Caleb, you're kind of spot on when like you have to be bored to have like those moments. Like we saw the fight, I think it was Ole Miss, where all those like frat guys in blazers and khakis are just like in an all out brawl for like no reason. So yeah, forgive me, Joe, if you actually wear that to a football game.
No.
You refuse?
My only gripe with the Tennessee student section.
Not even homecoming?
Nope.
Yeah, my only gripe with the Tennessee student section is the FU fill in the blank chant, FU Bama, FU Florida, FU Kiffin chant. Now, I don't have a problem with the language. I mean, it is a strange reason or a strange thing to chant out for multiple reasons. I got to imagine that fires up the team a little bit more, the opposing team. But also, if we're going to do that, like, let's get a little more creative with them. If you need some help, go watch English football fans. They sing songs. They're always incredibly insulting. Or if you're cheering for your team, they're just awesome songs. If we did those chants and it said FU somewhere in it, I'm probably singing along if they're good. That's
my problem. And I sit up there and obviously I've got my group around me that like locked in Tennessee football, big sports, like knows what's going on. When in the Alabama game, there's like 5 minutes left and FU Saban starts. I'm like, do you know who this guy is? Like, do you understand that this game is not a blowout? But there's 5 minutes in this football game. That's an eternity. Like, why? And I'm literally sitting there just screaming at everybody, shut up. Because it's like, why? Why would you do that? Like, even against Florida, we did it. And I'm like, can we wait till like maybe the last 30 seconds? Like, that's cool when the game ends. But you're going to do that and fire up the team. They're hearing it. Like, they're not going to not hear it.
I'd rather have that than the overrated stuff. The overrated stuff is...
The overrated chant is the dumbest one.
I think we did that against Bama, too. I know I heard it
we did.
Heavy, but yeah, that was, again, one of those things that you can't...
you're knocking yourself.
It would have been appropriate for South Carolina fans if they had lost by like 3 to Tennessee, if they wanted to chant that. It's still dumb because it's like, if we're overrated and we beat you, what does that make you? But it's also like, if we're overrated and you beat us, what did you really accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
And I say that every time it's chanted. It makes no sense. I mean, I was like 10 years old the first time I heard it, didn't know what it meant. And when my dad told me, I was like, that's the dumbest thing ever. It was against Cal, 2000, whatever year that was, 7 maybe, 6. And we chanted.
Well, I think we did it like in high school, we would do it to like players.
Like
if they're having a bad game, yes, we would chant like overrated.
But even looking back, if I'd probably like,
it works better in basketball, I feel.
Joe goes off for like 20, you're like overrated. You're like, well, he did score 20.
The push it chants are some of my favorites, like in basketball.
Push it's good. Good classic. I like the classics. Also, if we're talking about great student section, I will argue this till the day I die that Utah, and I want to go to one so bad. Utah State basketball student section is the greatest student section to ever exist on planet Earth. 100%. If you've never watched their videos, that's where we drew inspiration from. Go watch them. Just look up Utah State student section. Speaking of good crowd shots, there's a fat guy that used to be there in like 2010, and he has some awesome videos. And there's
we need a fat guy.
You needed not just fat, egregiously fat,
comically fat. Like that's the whole point. They take their shirt off and they're like painted, and it's like pushing 500. Like it's funny. Like that's the whole.
Yeah, they have like
I'm fat, but I'm not funny fat. Like if I took off my shirt, people would be like, "Oh, that's gross."
Yeah, it's not. It's not comical. It's
you need someone to take it off, and you're like, "That's gross," but it's also hilarious.
Yeah, there's a line.
Yeah, you're so fat, you're funny.
You look at me, and you're just like,
"That's kind of messed up."
That guy has no self-control.
You're so fat, you're funny.
Yeah, but they normally like most times someone in this like section does that. Like they totally buy into it and they know it. Like
yeah.
They're going to play the part. Like, that's just naturally what happens. I think also
I look at those guys, and I give them the credit. I'm like, they're big boned, you know? They're just a little big boned. You look at me, and you're just like, that guy's no self-control. He can't.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's just like...
that's just Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. He stopped working out. You can tell.
The really bigger guys actually got to work to be like that. Like, it's a level of passion and commitment to the body.
For sure. We do need a fat guy. Utah State, look it up. It's fantastic.
I think that's like the so fat you're funny thing. Like it is real because like that's why Heavyweights is probably my favorite movie of all time.
Fat guys are funny.
It's hilarious.
Well, you just have because you have to compensate for obviously never, like that's just how it is. You gotta have that dig somewhere.
Maybe I'll just keep working and get to comically fat one day. Maybe I thought about losing weight. Maybe I'll just keep going.
Gain weight, yeah.
That's like you can't be like super ugly and have a terrible like attitude.
Yeah, if your personality is dry and you're just you gotta carry your weight somewhere. Clearly,
you gotta make it up.
I love it.
All right.
Stupidities?
More important issues? With more important issues? Oh.
You have some stupidities?
Yeah, I do actually.
I had the Michigan State player, and I don't know who it's stupid on. It's probably stupid to just air out your dirty laundry. I don't know. Maybe I've got to imagine Leach probably did say that. He probably walked into his office, was like, I'm leaving, and Leach was probably like, good. You just made my day.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Leach has no filter. We know that.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Also, skills with an apostrophe S was a great word in there.
Also, who do you think made that graphic? Surely Mississippi State's graphic department didn't put that one out there.
It says at the very top. It's like at DX.
Imagine getting that request. You're like, here's what I want typed out.
You're like, you sure? I don't.
Let me send you a couple. Let me send you a couple other options, and then you can decide.
He's like, no, I want you to call him out personally. I thought it would at least be vague. Like typically, someone's going to be like, apparently some people don't think that I'm worthy or whatever. He's just straight up like, well, Leach says I'm shit, so I'm leaving.
I was so unhappy here. Nope, you're going for it.
He outed him,
cutting throats.
Oh, we forgot to mention with the Jalen Hyatt thing. I mean, what a week for him winning this award and then getting an NIL deal with Hyatt.
Yeah, which was a no-brainer.
Yeah,
should have happened a long time ago.
Right.
Also comes with some cool perks for the team.
Yeah,
like the whole family's going to get to travel for free. Or well, stay for free, I guess.
You got to play now.
Yeah, exactly.
My first stupidity is I'll just say it. Eric Gray. You can't put Ball for Life on your post. I'm sorry. You can't.
Sorry, who is this?
Eric Gray.
He did that?
He announced
he put NFL. Sooner in Ball for Life and then put a graphic.
Maybe those players will eventually talk about it, which Eric Gray I won't have a problem with because I said it. If you want to transfer. Just don't go to Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if Toto put like Crimson Tide and Vol for Life, it would be
I'm burning
game over.
Well, he put Vol for Life and then didn't even thank anybody like Tennessee wise.
Yeah, you think like once you say that you'd stuff somewhere in, in your thing, like thanks for my
I mean, you had like 8 paragraphs in this thing. You couldn't, mention it one time, but whatever.
We touched on it earlier, so I'll just hit it really quick. But dude, Richard West is just the troll of all time. I respect it because I love trolling, and it's an art form truly.
It's an art form, 100%.
But it's and he's not the stupidity. I mean, he's killing it. It's everybody that I'll see retweeted or put it on. I had to slide up on like 10 people's stories because people that like are the same people that are posting all these other things about sports that they seem to be knowledgeable about. And the fact that they can look at that tweet and go, Nico gets to suit up and play in the Orange Bowl. It's like, dude, are you like
college football fans, me included? This is me. We have a level of stupid to us that if you say anything positive about our team, there's a level of belief to it.
That's true. It's battered ball syndrome. I mean, like it's just
like that one didn't get me, but maybe another one will one day. That is obviously fake, but not from where it'd have to be from another troll. So another troll's gonna try and get me. But yeah, it's I mean, I've got a lot on the internet. So
well, he's had some believable ones that like if you didn't know who he was and know his previous, he did change his profile picture, so he's upgrading. But
to a completely different human being, by the way.
Yeah, let's get Richard West on the show. We'll do like a little black screen anonymous voice changer and everything.
Yeah,
I got a couple questions I want to get
like
to.
The gang TV shows where they like have just like a blob.
We should definitely do that. I said to get him on the show. I didn't even think about going full anonymous. That would be fantastic.
I got one more, and it's the Orange Bowl tees and graphics from Alumni Hall. Did you see that?
Oh my gosh, there's so much wrong with them. There's so much.
Oh my god, dude! It's
and
terrible.
And then to a certain degree, I feel really, really bad for the person that made them because they got torn apart on the internet.
Yeah.
I hope
They're
that
bad.
person logged off for the day.
Yeah.
I hope
But
it wasn't
also-
some like intern that like it was his first job and they were like,
Did
he
you
was like,
see
"Let's
it,
go."
Joe?
I'm so excited. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. Yeah, man.
And then how great are the Vol Shop ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to get me a Flippin' Burgers one. We
Yeah,
need
it's a
more
All shop
comfort.
stays on.
We need more
All shop's
comfort
great.
colors prints though, man.
Yeah, I
care
don't like the
paying $35 for a T-shirt if it's comfort colors. It doesn't bother me.
Comfort colors is legit.
Yeah, but $28 for a shirt that's gonna shrink up in the dryer.
Yeah.
First time wear it. Yeah, that's not great.
I'm good. Pass.
I got Josh Hart also. He tweeted Home Alone isn't a Christmas movie.
What?
That's a joke. It's the Christmas movie. Like that's probably that has to be the build-up, right? Like he has to mean like it's not another Christmas movie. It's the Christmas movie. It is Christmas.
I mean, I'd hate to see what his take is on Home Alone 2.
Yeah. How is Home Alone? I want to hear that debate. I don't see how you could argue it, but I would like to hear it.
Yeah,
But Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
not great.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I'll die on that hill
True
too.
story.
By the way,
True
you don't have a movie during Christmas, and it's a Christmas movie. Name another movie that's not a Christmas movie that the setting just happens to be Christmas.
It's a true story. For like the main course of the movie. It's Christmas. Yeah.
100%.
That's all I got for stupidity. Y'all got any more?
No, I don't have any
Georgia
more
fans?
stupidity. I have two. Yeah, Georgia fans blow my mind.
I got one ratioed yesterday, so that
I
felt
think-
pretty good.
There's probably some Tennessee fans just because they're so obnoxious that jumped the boat a few years ago and became Georgia fans. That's the only logic I can track that they've become this obnoxious online. Or maybe some deep parts of Georgia got internet. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get like they're all in mentions everywhere.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Yeah, that's another thing I don't understand. We're the best team in college football. That's why I sought you out to tell you.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to UGA Ray?
That's speaking of one of the greatest trolls of all time. Oh my god, he's incredible.
What did happen to him?
I don't. Got bored of the shtick, I guess. He can't live up to it. He's not like
R.I.P. Let's pour one out for UGA Ray.
not like the 3-year Letterman. Speaking of another great troll account, his political tweets are awesome. Go follow where he replies to like either politicians or just news Twitter accounts putting out something. They're the people that get into arguments with him when he's saying stuff like, "You probably financed your waterbed," and they just keep going. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Also, we didn't talk about Brittany Griner.
That's the worst trade of all time.
It was bad.
I'm just saying, you got to get some futures in there, okay? That's my only take is
Yeah.
you're going 1 for 1. Come on. I said in our group chat this morning, that's way worse than the trade that started out in draft day. Way worse.
Yeah, and did you see Micah Parsons' tweet? And then he had to go back and apologize.
What'd he say?
He doesn't care.
It was just like about the Marine. He was just like,
Uh,
why the heck did we do that and leave the Marine there? Also, I do have a question about the Brittany Griner thing. Is she going to be in jail here?
No.
Oh, so she's free. Okay.
Yeah.
All Michael Parsons says was, "Wait, nah, we left a Marine? Hell nah." He's like straight to the point.
Also, what is that?
And then
dude's
he had
name?
this huge like apology, is obviously written by somebody else, but
Well, just how cool is that dude's nickname? Just objectively, the Merchant of Death. That's an awesome nickname.
It's a cool nickname.
yeah, we can't be giving these people like good nicknames. You got to give them like Cuddly Bear or something like stupid where they don't like. Who wants to do business with Cuddly Bear?
He had a movie inspired by him.
Merchant of Death did.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did we? I don't know. Whatever. Is he free to go to in Russia?
Did you see that picture of him? Oh, for sure.
He looks like Seamus.
I think he looks. Yeah. Oh, interesting. I thought he looked more Italian.
Oh.
I thought he looked like I told you, like, what I imagined Papa John looked like when I was little. Or maybe on the cover of, like, Chef Boyardee. I don't know. I thought he looked Italian. But not really Italian, just what you think Italian looks like. He's not what I would have called.
Okay.
I would not have said
he's not as redheaded in this other picture. Okay.
I wouldn't
have
guessed.
Seamus.
If you lined a bunch of people up and said Merchant of Death, I would have picked Brittany Griner before him for that name.
Somebody said the Merchant of Death is going to be sitting courtside of Brittany Griner's first game back.
Does she go back and play in Russia? $1 million is $1 million. I don't know how you turn that down. Just don't take the dab in with you.
Dude, that Merchant of Death got a freaking push broom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't believe you grow that in jail. That must not be jail.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, again, awful human being, but he looks like he belongs in Russia. Like, I feel like he's like, you can't.
He's a Russian oligarch for sure.
Yeah. He's supposed to be there with a stash like that, dude.
For sure.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He looks like a bad guy from Minions.
He'll be drinking with Putin tonight.
Oh, for sure. I don't know if the report's true, but apparently Putin went number 2 when he fell down some stairs or something.
Oh.
Defecated on himself.
When's the last time you pooped your pants?
Not answering that.
Landon's got to be recent. Landon poops his pants often.
I haven't pooped my pants since college.
That long
and you weren't
ago?
sober, hopefully.
Oh, he was 100% sober.
Oh, I was 100% sober. I trusted a fart at a parking lot on a date.
On a date?
Oh, no.
I didn't know you were on a date. You were just farting in the car?
No, I was farting in the parking lot on the way to the car. I was trying to get it all out before I got in the car.
Oh, smart. All right, this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So.
It's valid.
Tough. It happens.
You like actually poop too. It wasn't like a shart where you just got to change underwear.
Definitely turd in pants. It touched cloth for sure.
Do you think she recognized?
Oh, she knew. I told her. I was like, I just shit my pants. We have to go home.
Please tell me this was like not like a second or third date. Like you.
Oh no, it's my wife now. I mean, she married.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, perfect. See, that's okay.
Did you throw away the underwear?
Oh, for sure. I threw away everything. I mean, it was thick.
Just out the window on the way. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can be honest at that point, that's fine.
Like it was so bad. Like I couldn't sit. Like I had to sit like with my on my knees with my ass like toward the windshield. Like I couldn't like actually sit in the seat.
I wish you'd gotten pulled over. That would have been awesome.
Officer, trust me, you won't believe this.
You can check my pants.
Yeah, he makes me get out of the car and I have to like. He's like, "What's that smell?" I was like,
duck
"I
walk.
shit myself."
Do you have any marijuana in the car? That's not what that is.
Yeah.
God. I've heard that story a million times, and I love it every time.
All right. Well,
I love it.
Since we got that out of the way, God, Marvin Harrison Jr. Man, it feels nice to win that one when you have a name like Marvin Harrison Jr.
Wait, real quick. We won the Home Depot Student Section of the Year. That's what he was talking about.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, let's go Vols.
My point exactly. There we go.
I thought this was like a big game boomer like list.
I mean,
yeah,
I did get tier 1 for that too, but also
I just saw the comment. And it made me think about it. Shout out. You said Home Depot?
Yeah, the Home Depot College Game Day Student Section of the Year, something like that.
Yeah.
It's the Home Depot College Football Awards, is what it is. Okay, cool. I didn't know it was sponsored by Home Depot.
We got 2 awards on the board.
Heck yeah, go Vols! That's what I did want to ask you about that. Have you been to a basketball game yet this year?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. What's the vibe like with student section being split?
I know
it's not a big game yet.
Yeah, I think when like the Kentucky game will be like a really good testing of that. I think just from, I mean, obviously there's other schools that do it, and you get a little bit more TV time because you're behind the net for free throws and everything. I think that'll be fun. I don't know. I mean, I think Thompson's big enough capacity that it still is. I don't think it's going to change anything. I don't think it's going to stop like the whole student section, obviously, from sounding like really cool. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I guess we'll have to see.
The Joey Boots report in January.
Oh yeah, you can expect some some great content come conference.
Yeah,
play and
I want
everything.
another food fight.
Dude, oh, I would love that. They've like revamped the process, dude. They're making it like, but yeah, that was prime time last year when there was just no rules. It was literally just, oh, it was awesome. It was
I love
anarchy
seeing
out
that
there.
Subway sandwich get chucked and like falling apart in the air. That was,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember the episode. We went over just about every single thing that was thrown, and it was, I mean, everything. Could have made a sandwich with what was thrown. I mean, there was bread, deli meat, and mustard, so you can make a decent sandwich.
Oh yeah. You should have like had a meal, like somebody just like picking up like random stuff, and you just
Well,
have
they
like
giving out some pizzas to
full
like some of the
layout.
earlier student section of people there, so there was a lot of pizza slices flying too. If you were hungry, you weren't hungry when you got inside because you were catching stuff out of here. You were chicken nuggets here, pizza here.
I was like,
6
oh,
foot longs.
ketchup. Let me dip that in that.
Yeah, bring that back, Vol Athletics.
Yeah.
It's good for the fan base.
yeah, keep everybody on once a year. That's all
Yeah.
we're asking.
Yes, yeah, just
One
for the
time a
Kentucky game. You get that rowdy. That's the only reason we beat Kentucky is because we were just that rowdy outside. It was
I mean, people can't
naturally-
be mad. Like they said, they say they love tradition. That should be a tradition every year.
Agreed. Yeah. Traditions aren't made; they're born.
Yep.
true story.
That's not right. I don't know.
Sound like a bumper sticker.
I'm like a Ford Focus that has 35 more bumper stickers.
Oh yeah. I saw one. It was just like it had a rebel flag and then a Joe Biden sticker today, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. But
I've never
I,
understood the whole just sticker bomb the back of your car. And like if they're like a couple cool ones, like I get that's the whole point of the bumper sticker. Like, cool, you ran a marathon, you've been to. It's the ones that like the sticker family with the Disney and the entire
well,
like,
the Salt Life with Tennessee tags. It's like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
I saw what's the one? It's something like when you can't drive. I don't know. You can't drive a Ford Ram it. Something like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's like the car or the truck competitions. Like Ford's better than a Ram.
Yeah.
Ram's better than Ford. That one. I saw one the other day on the interstate. I was like, I so badly want you to break down. It would just be poetic.
Yeah.
If you broke down.
Yeah, it is funny when they're like bigger trucks and presumably it's like just some big country dude in there and he's got like some stupid sticker on the back. You're like, I mean, maybe your wife drives the car too, but
The guy in Florida that had the eat ass sticker on his back windshield.
I love the nut sack on trucks.
That's
I do
on the
love a
hitch.
good pair of truck nuts. Yeah.
And I don't like the steel ones. The steel ones aren't that funny. The actual
no, it's when they're bouncing around on
the
the
freaking saggy nuts.
That's when you
Dude, when-
first see them and you can't decide if they're supposed to be on there or not. They're just
Dude, when you're on like an 8-hour car road trip and the morale's just down in the car and you just pass a dangly nutsack on the back of one of those trucks, you're ready. You can drive another 8 hours, dude. Morale booster.
Yeah, it puts a smile on your face. So I
Yeah.
appreciate those.
If I ever stop laughing at truck nuts or farts, just kill me because I'm probably past my happy point in life.
Yeah.
I want to always find that funny.
One more story. I know we're kind of rambling, but this is more important issue than more important issues.
Does it include poop in your pants?
No, it does not. So when we were talking about nuts and things like that, it just got me thinking. There was a guy at work, and he was his security question was, "What's his favorite hobby?" And the answer, and I guess like he didn't think like we could see the answer. He just thought like he'd type it in and like
Security question.
Well, he forgot it, but he called in asking about it. He didn't forget it. He just wasn't capitalizing the first letter. And it was case sensitive. And I was like, guys, come here, look at this. So he like, it says tits. Favorite hobby is tits. So he had to call in.
I love that he capitalized the T.
Yeah. He's just sitting there typing tits over. He's like, damn, I could have sworn that was my favorite hobby.
So he calls in, and I didn't actually get him on the phone. A girl did, but we were all like everybody knew like what he had put, and she like gets him on the phone. She's like, "Yes, your security question." We're all like, "No way," and she's like, "Yeah, I don't really want to say it, but it's capital TITS."
Yeah.
And the guy's like,
yes.
the guy was like so embarrassed. She said,
"Oh, that's
he was
awesome."
like, "Oh my god, I'm an idiot." And
You
she
should have
was
been like, what were you trying? And then he's like, tits. And you're like, case sensitive? He's like, oh, okay. Phone calls.
I mean,
whatever,
like,
don't worry about it.
I get it, but like, I wouldn't put that on like a credit
Dude,
application.
it's kind of smart because I'm going through security questions. I'm like, anybody that kind of knows me could get all these right. So throwing a curveball,
true.
that's all he's doing.
My wife just texted me and said, you told him you shit your pants.
Yes, she did. Or you did. Sorry.
I did.
The whole world needs to know that story.
Yeah. It's
It was
educational.
a good one.
So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite hobby? Tits. So,
Simple man. What can I say?
yeah. I mean, he didn't like. He just left it broad. He didn't clarify like big or
Yeah,
small. He just left it broad. He likes all. He doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, no discrimination.
If you capitalize the T, you like big tits. I mean, I'm sorry.
Sure.
It's pretty obvious.
It wasn't
go.
all caps. It was just one T.
Well, he don't like screaming. He just big. 'Cause that's a proper noun.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to put shift. He knew exactly what he was doing.
That's true.
Whatever
It's not like your phone. It doesn't just start out on the caps if you're doing a password.
Yeah.
That was intentional.
You need to make sure for future. I don't know if you can now. You can't change your security question. I want him to be stuck with that security question.
Oh, you can't. Like that's an
Yes.
issue. Like
That's good.
you can't. So
It's locked in.
So does he work with you all, or is it a customer?
it's a customer.
Oh, okay, that's even
not-
better.
Yeah, probably shouldn't. Oh well.
Wow.
Tits.
Shout
What's
out.
what's his email address?
Yeah, what's the social?
I'm sure we can hack it. I'm sure his password isn't that far off from the security.
Yeah, it's probably close.
It's just capital tits. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out episode 420, by the way. Just a
Oh
fun
yeah,
fact.
I meant to congratulate us on show 420. Dang it, we can celebrate tonight, but forgot.
Mm.
You celebrate, Landon?
Always.
We got a long way to go till episode 690, but we'll chug away.
We'll get there. Let's just go to the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
get it.
control
Don't
we
worry about this.
control like what goes on there. We can do whatever.
That's true.
Just the rest of the episodes are just 690.
We just keep adding a 6-9 at the end of them.
Okay.
6-9, 6-9, 6-9, 6-9.
I like that. Cool.
You forgot to mention something, by the way. I'm just
Oh, me?
just in general. Caleb's got a chalkboard for a reason. I'm making sure that doesn't go.
Oh yeah, I actually have it here too because I forgot to, which we didn't mention it last episode. I don't think this counts. You mentioned the chalkboard. I mean, we've gone 10 days.
That's good. That's it.
11
Let's
days?
just not then. That's a good.
You just mentioned the chalkboard. I don't think that counts.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we need to bring
There's-
attention to the things. I do have it. So we're good.
We'll get our
Dang, it
coins.
makes me
soon.
want to bring it up, but I'm not.
Shut up. Get out
Nope.
of here. All right. Good episode.
Yeah.
Good
We're
episode.
good.
Round it up.
Guys, thanks for listening. We'll be back on what is today? I was off work, so
Sunday.
it's weird.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday after Tennessee takes care of business against Maryland and Brooklyn. And that's all we got. We'll keep you updated with everything Tennessee. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.